For more great content, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. It is my favorite city in the world.
Wow.
No hyperbole.
Are you on
it is my
crack?
favorite. Dallas kind of sucks.
Really?
And that's how mine ended in Vancouver. 10 out of 10.
Wow. This is what happens when you turn up with a Nello crosshair, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody goes,
What? What?
Are
Yes.
you serious?
No, because unlike Tyler, I actually don't like the weather that I've heard.
But have you, wait, there was a
I've never been.
Hey guys, Tyler Theon Fire Erzberger here with Top Tier, your weekly arbitrary ranking show. The OG crew is here, Nick, Yinsu, Colin, and myself. And today we are going to be ranking cities in esports. We have 47 cities and one island of Malta that we are going to be ranking today.
For the on else anywhere placement, one move to get each they. Round executive they and then. Left none, there's until why argue and rank to selections. Make they time A at 1.
Let's go with Berlin and just pantheon that shit. Berlin
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, I'm
Are you
1000% behind
What,
this.
you don't like
1000.
Berlin, Yinsu?
Pantheon?
I've been
Yes,
to
Pantheon.
Berlin. I've been to Berlin about 8 times this year alone.
Yeah,
And
it's
I can
awesome.
tell you
It's awesome.
that it's not awesome.
It's awesome.
The venues are awesome,
Yes.
but the city is,
Oh, the
you
city's
can
awesome.
you can tell there was a war there. Let's just put it that
I
way.
absolutely love this city. It is my favorite city in the world.
Wow.
No hyperbole. It
That's
is
a bit crazy.
Are
no,
you
no,
on
it is my
crack?
favorite. It is my
Even
favorite
people
city
in
the world.
Berlin don't say that Berlin is their favorite city.
That's
in the world.
normal though. No one thinks their city is their favorite city. Berlin is my
London
favorite
is
city.
definitely one of my favorite cities in the
Oh,
world.
I see.
And I
Actually,
live in London.
I don't even like London. As much as it's my favorite city in the world, it might have the worst airport in the world.
Both of the airports are dog shit, and one of them is so dog shit that it closed.
Master Lexi, put it down to great. I forgot the airport.
I'm gonna go east of the world. Lexi, please actually put one city that I feel deserves Pantheon a bit more. Seoul, please. Can we put that up there in the Pantheon?
Seoul's goated.
If we're gonna
It's
talk
goated.
about esports, we have to go east.
So I don't know whether to Shadow Realm Boston because the
Oh,
drivers are out of their mind and the city itself is kind of just like scuffed.
The
Or
driver.
Pantheon it because my girlfriend lives there.
Ooh.
Put it in good, right in the middle. Because
would
I
say
think
so.
that it has the size, the venues.
Yeah.
It has there's a lot of food in Boston. It's all Italian food, but it's there.
You know
Yeah.
what the huge knock on
Boston.
Boston is? They have really weirdly conservative like drinking laws there, which always surprises me because you think of Boston as a
Colin
like a-
only judges places by where he can
You
drink.
can't order multiple rounds of shots at once. You have to wait a prescribed amount of time. The bars close like weirdly early. It freaked me out. I didn't like it.
I'm gonna bring something else into the Pantheon. So we've already seen Colin's favorite city. So I'm gonna say what my favorite city in the world is. It is goated. I would even put it above Seoul. And that's kind of, sacrilegious to some. Can you put Busan in the Pantheon, the beach city of South Korea? I love Busan. I left my wallet and I was leaving to go to the World Championships and I forgot it. The cashier sprinted to me in my taxi to give me back my wallet. That never that's never happening in America.
This
That
happened
is-
to me in Busan. That
Really?
same thing happened to me. Oh my god.
What is it with you Americans having been to the city many times, having been to the city for esports, and thinking about the potential it also has once the world is back to normal? We have to also Pantheon, Lexi, please. Beijing, we have to. I mean, look at that bird nest. That bird nest alone, I feel like, is kind of insane. Esports is huge in China. They really do it well. It's fun when Mark Zuckerberg goes there. Just
Yeah.
letting you know. That's one of his favorite cities in the world.
It's
Seems like the most
history.
boring guy in the world, though.
Yeah.
Well, I might be Canadian. I have a lot of strong opinions on American cities, actually. I'm gonna go down to Chicago. I want to put that in great, and here's why. I love the city of Chicago. I think in terms of food and nightlife and that kind of stuff, you could eat yourself into a coma and die happy there. Great
Is it
bars there.
expensive?
Not really.
Okay.
It's not
In
like
my
Paris.
opinion,
It's not Paris levels.
it doesn't charge you. Let me put it this way:
Oh,
it doesn't
I
charge
hate
you
Paris.
a premium.
It's exactly the same, Yinsu.
Yeah,
Paris-
I'm actually not a huge fan of Paris
Yeah.
myself. Also transportation infrastructure. Chicago has a very aged, falling apart, but nonetheless existing subway system. And in America, that is hard to find. So I'm going to give them points for that. I like Chicago. I'm a fan.
I love how subway systems is a novelty to you guys as well.
I'm taking the worst city on this list. Lexi, can you take Irvine, California, and shout around
Yes, I wanted to ask you guys what is Irvine?
That's where Blizzard is.
Gotcha.
It's interesting how our Shadow Realm is right now composed of like these soulless tech hubs, you know?
Yeah.
Lexi, please put Madrid in great for now.
Oh, I love Madrid.
I
Nice,
love
nice.
Madrid. There's definitely reasons to pantheon it, especially if Vodafone Giants or G2 play in Madrid. It's like a frenzy. The venue was what let me down a little bit. Like the venue itself.
The Coliseum.
Yeah.
Thing.
My home city, where I reside, Toronto. I love the picture we chose for Toronto because this doesn't exist yet. This pasta shell building.
Oh, it's like
It does
Overwatch
look
2.
like a
It's not real.
pasta shell.
I want
does
to
look
eat
like
it. Toronto is like a big city. It's like London insofar as like there's too many people. The buildings are too tall. It's hard to get around. Now we do have an okay subway system. I'm actually going to put Toronto in good. I really don't think it deserves great.
You know, I'm here right now, so I'm gonna take LA.
All right.
Nice.
So far, I'm actually in like K-Town, and I've loved it. It makes Richmond feel like I'm at like
K-Town's
a,
amazing. I live in
yeah.
K-Town as well, so.
we are really filling this section out, but I'm gonna put it in great. I think the Staples Center is, and you know, maybe Tyler, you can weigh in. Yeah, like I think it's a good venue, but I rate it.
We just opened up probably the best stadium in the world, SoFi Stadium. So that's huge.
In LA, I feel like you can always do something. Like no matter when you get let out,
Yep.
there will be something. So I put it.
Transportation sucks though, so I'm okay with great. I'm gonna pantheon another city, an American city.
Oh God.
So when I think of infrastructure, this has also one of the best stadiums in the world. In terms of nightlife, it's unbeaten.
I know where you're going.
Oh yeah. Lexi, can you pantheon Las Vegas for me, please? From top to bottom is a esports stream. It's I think the only thing holding against it is how hot it is. There's so much, there's everything to do in Sin City, baby. You can do anything.
Let's go all the way down to the other side of the globe and let's go to Sydney, mate. Sydney's a nice city. It's clean, it's cool. Of course, it has the iconic opera house, and you know, I think they should go in good. I'm not gonna put them in great.
I'm gonna go ahead and I would want an event in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I was just talking about how, you know, recently at Worlds, you know, the LJL, they made history making it groups. And I think that Riot should host an event there. Or
I will say that Japan has the highest viewership of Valorant of any region.
really,
They love Valorant.
yes. It feels weird because I've never been here, but I would put it in Pantheon because I think that if they could pull it off.
Me too. It's great, and until they host a big event, I think it's
Yes.
Pantheon. But for now, it's great. I'm just too nice today. But Lexi, please go to Taipei and also put that in great.
Yep, Taipei is amazing.
Super. That stadium was unreal. You know, watching G2 spank Team
That
Liquid.
was sad.
And then we go to karaoke, and then Rookie shows up, and I missed it.
I'll go back to America. We'll fly back and we'll go to Dallas.
I've heard really good things about Dallas. Just on the
That's
side
weird.
Food's
weird.
great. Food's great, but like it's
Dallas kind of sucks.
Really?
Yeah,
Tyler's right. There's barbecue joints there where you kind of going, oh, this might be worth my trip. The stadiums are cool. They have 100,000 person stadium with the Cowboys play.
Cherry
It's
World.
great.
This sounds insane.
Here's the problem. Even by American standards, the transportation and the culture and the nightlife is so bad and so non. At 5 p.m., the streets of Dallas, literally zombie movie. I'm gonna put it in indifferent, which sounds really weird because the stadiums rock, but like other stuff about it sucks.
I'm gonna take New York, and I'm gonna. This pains me. So we have a lot of greats, and I think it's really easy to grate the city, but I'm going to be a little bit more honest with myself here. I think New York would be good, and I'm saying this because I'm looking at it from the perspective of like an esports event. So I just think that every time I've been to New York and I look at MSG, I'm just like, wow, it's so condensed that I feel like it would be kind of stressful as a fan to be there for an event.
In terms of infrastructure, maybe one of the weakest in this entire list, but if we're looking for fun, when I was told I was going here, I was like, okay, like I'm going to the city, it should be pretty okay. But after going to the city, I felt like a god. It was some of the most fun I've ever had.
I feel like I know where you're going.
Oh yeah, you know where I'm going.
Don't.
Can you grab a Hanoi, Vietnam, please? The infrastructure is so not good. It's bad.
Yeah.
You will never host a World's Final here. But the fun, the debauchery, like
it's so hard to put it any like it's I know what you're saying, Tyler, and it's such a nice experience, but it's so hard because would the average esports fan enjoy it? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna put it in good.
I'm gonna use my bias here because the CS:GO major here was actually pretty good. I feel like if it wasn't for the political climate and the economic situations, there would be loads of events held in the city because it has the infrastructure, it has the stadiums. The London CS:GO major fighting game events or FIFA have all been pretty good. COD Champs in London was amazing. I'm gonna put it in great.
I'm gonna take Vancouver, the West Coast Canadian city. We're gonna put it in good. I don't think it's that interesting. That's me that's a Toronto boy. You know, I got my biases. I'm not gonna lie, but it has some unique beauty. There's literally mountains behind it. You're in an urban area, and you can see mountains. It's wild.
Fun fact. Put a little fun fact up there, Lexi. Vancouver is the only city where I've been kicked out of the club in.
Oh shit, what'd you do?
And I didn't know my drink tolerance back then because I didn't really party that much. I took 8 shots of vodka. It hit me and I passed out, and then I threw up over a worker there, and then they escorted me to a taxi and threw me in. And that's how my night ended in Vancouver. 10 out of 10.
Wow. So. This is what happens when you turn up with a Nello crosshair. You know? I'm going to do something that I should have stood my ground for when we filmed an episode before. Everybody in the comments was saying that you guys were idiots for talking me down on this one because this CS:GO cathedral was meant to be a pantheon, and I'm not going to let you talk me down again this time around, and I'm gonna put Cologne, Lexi in pantheon, please. This is so iconic at this point, and it means so much to Counter-Strike that even if Cologne was a shithole, like, I'm not going to name another particular city, but you all know which one it is.
I know what you mean.
It's still going to be pantheon in people's heart, and I'm going to let it stay there.
I got one that I'm conflicted about, and that's San Francisco. So San Francisco, the city, is so sick. I love it. It's beautiful. It's fun to be in. Okay, here's the beef, though. There's not that many viable stadiums, to my knowledge. Now, they scam you by saying that the San Francisco 49ers play in San Francisco. As discussed earlier in the show, they don't play anywhere remotely near San Francisco. So like, I'm conflicted because the city is great, but for esports, is it just good, right?
I can say from my personal experience, San Francisco's had some really disappointing events, like San Francisco, Oakland.
All right, it pains me, but let's leave it in good.
Do I take a shot at Paris?
Do it.
I can't shout at Romer. I think it's in good.
Is
Paris.
It?
The fans.
I think it's an indifferent for me. It's so indifferent.
It's by far probably the most expensive city on this list, I would think, in terms of just like, I paid $8 for a bagel. Like, not even like a good bagel, like just a bagel. Like,
that's on you at that point, man.
Yeah, but hey, man.
It's just like, it's just so meh.
I'm gonna put it in good just because I like the Paris fans deserve it. I don't think they deserve to be in the same tier as Anaheim. Like,
I think Sean Guest told me that he gets recognized here like quite a lot, and everybody just love CS:GO at Copenhagen.
Hell yeah.
Copenhagen. I think I'll put it in great. I don't even think it's passion. It's just like quite similar to the Asian cities where they just love CS:GO.
Yeah. Denmark is obviously a country with a lot of esports specific infrastructure. Like they have esports programs in school. They've got a lot of facilities. I mean, this is like an esports country, you know? So
yeah.
I'm going to go with a place I've never been. Actually, I'm going to go to Mexico City. I have heard that Mexico City is one hell of a time. There are esports events there. You know, there's like COD events and like Gears of War and stuff. I don't know if there's great infrastructure. I'm kind of leaning on the side of probably not. I definitely want to put them in good. I will go to an interesting one, which is Katowice.
Okay, good, because I was avoiding it.
I've been to Katowice.
We know. This is an interesting case, because the event is legendary. We love the event. It gets points for that. Now, if it didn't have that event, it would be Shadow Realm, okay? Because Katowice, for those who don't know, is a industrial sort of wasteland. There's not a lot there. Katowice, the event, is awesome, and that's an esports experience that has to be factored in. So I think lump it in good.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take Moscow. Right?
Okay.
I'm gonna take it. And when I look up the things to do there, the top 3 is gun shooting experience with military hotel pickup, helicopter tour, and a bunker tour in the Cold War Museum.
Oh,
so
sick.
I'm gonna go ahead and that might sound sick to Colin, right? But I'm going to put that in indifferent to me.
Yeah.
Because the
Colin
cold
loves
weather,
war-stricken places.
Yeah.
Nick has to do the hard
yeah,
thing.
you know what? Viva Brazil. Let's pantheon it.
Wait, did you say Viva Brazil?
I did.
I
did. What was it? 2017, where they were there for MSI.
Yeah.
I thought it was really beautiful. I thought the stadium was really beautiful. Obviously, the fans can't be beat. But in great.
Executive overtime. I could just be an asshole and take down Cologne for a second time and just piss off the comments.
God.
Your content.
But I'm not. I'm actually gonna take one of Nick's choices and just comparing it to the rest of the tier list and how we've kind of like figured it out. I think DC needs to go down to good. I don't like DC compared to like Tokyo, LA, Montreal, Chengdu, Shanghai, Stockholm, Berlin. Like it definitely has potential, DC. It just hasn't realized it yet, and I don't think it has the infrastructure of some of these other major cities.
I've been nice all episode, and this is where I'm gonna be not nice, and I'm so sorry to any French fans, but I'm going to Shadow Realm Paris.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Grab me a Philly cheesesteak while you're there. No disrespect. Philadelphia, I think you're in indifferent. I don't think you're hanging with Miami and Sydney.
I'm gonna take London, actually. And
okay.
I'm actually gonna move it down to indifferent.
What? Are you serious?
No, because unlike Tyler, I actually don't like the weather that I've heard.
But have you? Wait, there was a
never been.
There was a CS:GO major in London, and it was f***ing good. You don't like the weather because of the weather?
I will say.
Seattle isn't great. You've never been to London. You don't like the weather.
I don't like what I've heard about the weather, Sue.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for this very combative episode of Top Tier. Sorry to all you London folk. Nick has dunked on you. What do you want us to rank next? People, players, games. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and me, Colin, Yinsu, and Nick will see you next time on Top Tier. Bang. And that's it.
Get me out. Get me out.